Peace, assalamu alaikum, and Ramadan Mubarak, everybody. Hey, today is the 7th day of Ramadan. Yes, it is. I just wanted to, hopefully quickly, I can't be quick, but I just wanted to talk a little wee bit about keeping Islamic journals. So, journaling is something that I love to do, whether or not I keep with it, routinely is something different. I've been kind of good with like my gratitude journal, and I have like what's supposed to be a post hysterectomy journal, just to kind of document my journey within that whole thing. But it's more of like I don't know, reflective type of a journal. It doesn't only have to do with that. Then I have several journals, let's just say, and so I've thought about doing I've started, I guess you would call them Quranic journals, sort of, more like notebooks, I guess. I've done that for 1,000 years, and then lose them or just stop writing in them or whatever. But I started that back up again because, I've been listening to all the Quranic Jews on from YouTube, and it's really hard for me, like I'm sure many of you, it's really hard for me to sit down and actually read the Quran during Ramadan, to do it again routinely for a juz per night. So I started listening to it. I had like this aha moment where I was like, hold up though, because I'm notorious for listening to books on audio, so I'm like, why not Quran? And it's really working out well for me. Even if I like fall asleep and miss a night or two, I can catch up. But it being the Quran, there's so many things in there that I like to reflect upon and such, which is one of the reasons too it takes me so long to read the Quran when I do try to do the whole juz per night, because I'm like notes. So I'm still doing that now. So I'm going to actually cover the front, but this is all I'm using. And this is all I'm using is a marble notebook. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna cover it, but I'm just taking notes of different, things that kind of strike me within the Quran, the ayat. And then I don't know, I think I may also add in like du'as, because there are a lot of du'as within the Quran, and maybe different thickers, because I love the thicker, maybe different thicker stuff like that. So that's what that is. But the other thing, I picked this up at Five Below for $5, and I was like, cool. I only looked in the first part, so I said, maybe it'll be nice to have some writing prompts for my journal to help my thoughts kind of flow and stuff. And so I just looked at the first part. I flipped through. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll get that. But then when I got home, I saw all of these like monthly tracking, like habit trackers, if you ever heard of those. So if you want to exercise, every day, or want to drink 10 cups of water a day and all that sort of thing, you just check it off. So that, and then the other one, they had a bunch of this, was just the same thing for like half of the book. So I was like, so here are the questions on those pages. What's the weather like right now? List 5 things you can see. List 5 things you can hear. List 5 things you can feel. This, 3 things you can feel. 2 things you can smell. 1 thing you can taste. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it says, breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, and then out through your mouth for another 4 seconds. Repeat this 4 times. And I was just like, that's corny. Like, I don't need that. Like, for what? It's half a book. So I was pretty disenchanted by the journal at that point. but I already bought it. And so I kept telling myself I was going to take it back, try to return it, but I don't know what the receipt is. Then I said, well, maybe they would just they would take it, they'll see that it's obviously from them, and they would take it because it's still in mint condition, and I could just get something else, because there's always something at Five Below that I think at the time I need to have. But time went on and on and on. I've had it at least 3 weeks, and I said, you know what, I don't know if they're going to take it. So then I happened to look through it again, and then I said to myself, maybe I can make this work. So first was these things that I think I still think are kind of corny. But I have a thing for dates, number one. Like, even if I find receipts, I always look at the date. I don't know why. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I'm very into like history and stories and things like that. So I was thinking like that might be cool to in the future be like, oh, on this day. But also, since I lost my mom at such an early age, I suppose, I'm also very cognizant or in tune with the fact I'm not always going to be here, and it might be nice for my children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren or whoever to see something that's personal to me. So I figure like, okay, that might be cool. I could keep the book and use it, you know. But then I looked at the tracker, and again, a eureka moment. I figured this would be really good for me to track my salat. Because let me tell you, again, like many of you probably, I have a very hard time getting in my salat. And it's just because of negligence. Let's call it what it is. I do work a lot, but I don't really think that's an excuse, not in my position. You know, I'm tired a lot and stuff like that. But I am in the habit of, I make wudu when I, you know, bathe and all that kind of thing. And I can keep my wudu for, unless I have to, you know, relieve myself, I can keep my wudu all day. But my time, I'm going to blame it on being Afro-Native and Muslim. The three of those, horrible with time. And so it would be so much better if I would just do it. Because, I mean, salat takes what, that much time? But I'm like an overachiever. I remember hearing Aisha Tyler say once, like, she's always late for stuff, but it's because she's an overachiever. Because, like, she'll get done and she may have like an hour left. It's like, oh, I got a whole hour. Let me go do this. I'm going to mop the floor. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And so she ends up being late. But it's only because she's trying to squeeze so many tasks into, which, you know, comes to be not enough time. And so I think my heritage, yes, I'm claiming it. My heritage, my personality, and just being horrible with time, child. I don't get in my salats properly. So, suffice to say, I need this. So, I'm going to use this tracker to track my salat. So, I have one here, of course, the 5 nafil salat. So, Fajr, Thor, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. And then I have Qiyam. Qiyam is like in the middle of the night. It's not obligatory, but then I have Sunnah for if I do any Sunnah. And then I'm going to put Qadr right here. I don't know why I didn't put Qadr already. But your Qadr Salat are when you miss a Salat and then you make it up later. Or make the Qadr Salat in its place, I should say. Because Fajr is at Fajr. You can't make Fajr during Isha time. It's still called a Fajr. But, so that's what I'm doing here, y'all. So I have my little Quranic notebook / reflection journal. I'm just making to a reflection journal since I'm putting it as a journal. So I have that, and like I said, I'm going to cover it, inshallah. And then I have this. I got this from Five Below if you are interested. And then they have a bunch of like writing prompts. It's called Everyday Calm, Peaceful Prompts for Tranquil Moments. And alhamdulillah. So they have little prompts in here like, what drains your energy? What is your ideal daily routine? How will you describe your current level of self-belief? That's deep. Some of these things I read too, when I was just gonna take it back, I was like, I don't even know how to answer that. They're like things that truly make you reflect on who you are, I think. Or at least me. What have you achieved recently, no matter how small? How do you look after your body? What do you feel most passionate about? So things like that. And they're like mental habits, physical habits. What's this one? Emotional habits. So it's pretty cool, I guess. And they have this thing, work-life balance. Fill the jars with words that describe where your energy is spent. I don't even know how to. I would have to really, like, truly sit down and reflect upon these prompts before I could write anything. But the most important thing for me right now, I think, is the habit tracker, which I again will be using for my worship. And there you go. That's kind of fast for me, I think. 11 minutes, less than 12 minutes. Cool. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Let me know if y'all do something, you know, to if you have any tips for you know, keeping up with your salah and all that sort of thing, or what do you do? What are some habits you have for when you read the Quran? I'm just curious. Peace.